What's up, guys? Bushwhacker and Coach with his bounty. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever we put out a new video.
Today we're going to be coming to you with a quite lengthy video of our camera setups. We run a lot of different cameras. Bushwhacker and I use the very similar ones. However, there's some things that you might be more interested in than the others. We've got our main cameras, we've got our accessories, we've got our run and gun setup. If there's something that you're more interested in, we're going to take the long video, we're going to split it up into different pieces. Hang with us and we're going to start talking about these different things.
We got into self-filming our hunts what season before last, kind of as a start, and then last season we really got into it a lot more, and we upped a lot of our gear after the first year when we saw what we liked and what we didn't. So we're gonna, a lot of this stuff that I use is a lot the same as what Chad uses as well, but that's just due to us finding out what worked and what didn't. And really, we run and gun hunt a lot, so we wanted to try to find the best gear that was the lightest and we could pack, because we both hunt with kids, and as you know, any of you dads out there or granddads or uncles or whoever that takes the youth out knows that there's a lot of gear that's involved, and a lot of times you have to carry some of their stuff as well. So we wanted to try to make our gear as light as possible and as packable as possible. I'm going to start out with just kind of my main setup for, especially like when I've got Deuce out with me, to where I can run a camera and I'm not so much the shooter. But to start off, and this is what we're filming this video with, is Coach's Sony Ax53, which is this camera right here. I've got it set up on a tripod, and this tripod's got the pistol grip on it, so it's just a roll of the thumb and you can spin this thing around. And I really liked it. I got it last turkey season just because, as you can see, it gets down pretty short, so I can set it up right beside me real quick, or I can extend it out and it goes up to, I can't remember what it, 48 or 50 few inches tall. But this camera here is rigged up with a Rode video mic, so that really helps with the sound of our voices and really the sounds of nature. So when we're out there, that turkey gobbling, or you can hear the deer walking, if a deer comes through grunting, these microphones really do an excellent job of picking that up. Another thing that's on it is this audio adapter. I'm looking into getting wireless mics, so I went ahead and got that adapter to be able to use those. Coach, you use a mic at times now.
Yeah, we use a wireless microphone. It's just one you find on Amazon. It's got good reviews, fairly cheap, but it's done the trick, fairly clear. You know, so we'll continue to use it here this season, I'm sure. Yeah,
so with this adapter, I can hook in a wireless mic that we would be wearing like on our shirts, and then also this video mic will plug in as well, and then you've got control in the back to turn the volumes up and down of either one. And then I've kind of camoed out my tripod just to make it blend in better. I put a sun shield on this camera. Not that those things are completely necessary, it's just kind of some of the add-ons that I've put on my main camera. So that's my main camera, and then I always have my Tacticam wide and a Tacticam 5.0. this is always on our kill weapon. So whether it be a bow, a shotgun, a rifle, Coach uses the exact same thing. These are the Tacticam 5.0s, and the great thing about them is with those, and Coach has a fisheye too that he uses. Does a great job. It's a little bit cheaper than the wides, and the awesome thing is you can link every one of these Tacticams to one remote. So when you're hunting, there's sometimes that a deer, a turkey, a bear, something comes running in. I may not always even get my main camera turned on or turned to the animal, but when I hit the button, I wear this around my neck most of the time. All I got to do is reach down, I hit that button. It triggers every single Tacticam I have to come on. Typically the wide, I'll set this out in front of me, beside me, in a tree to where it's filming us head on from the side. It's getting that second angle, and then like I said with the 5.0, it's always on the kill weapon. So as long as I've hit that button, I know I'm getting at least two angles, one of the kill shot and one of the hunter. Coach, tell them how you've kind of used your fisheye in a lot of those same situations.
Yeah, the fisheye, we, you know, at the time I didn't want to spend a whole lot more money on cameras. So the 5.0 I think is like close to another $100 more than the fisheye. And they're both wide angle. So I was curious in how it would work. So I bought the fisheye. We used it this past deer season in the fall. Got a lot of footage, you know, with it in the tree, looking back on us. A couple times I had it turned and the animal came in behind me. I've got a shot of a doe that it has me drawing back, and you can see the doe in the picture. It's worked out great for us. The only thing about the Tacticams that's not necessarily great is the microphone. You know, you're going to get good quality footage. They'll film in 4K or at least high def. Some of them will film in 4K. However, you're not going to get necessarily the best sound quality. So this is a good secondary type footage, but not one that you want to do your interviews with or something of that nature. But you will get really, really good footage out of it. Particularly with the wide angles. We use those. He uses the wide, I use the fisheye to get a wide angle shot back of the hunters. But like again, the 5.0s, as he mentioned, they're always on our kill weapon. We've got several videos out that, you know, that are showing the footage of kill shots from this past season.
And another thing with the fisheye, it has a different mode. You can film just hitting the button or hitting the remote and filming just the same way as you do with the wides, but it also has a loop record. So you can turn that thing on, and I think the battery life's 2.5 hours. And you can turn that thing on and it'll record the whole time. But when you hit the button, you can set it up to save 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes back from where you hit the button. So instead of saving all that film throughout the day, when you hit the button, say you got a turkey gobbler coming in and you just want to get him strutting in the kill shot, you can set that thing up on like a 10-minute loop and it'll film the whole time. But after you've killed the animal and you hit the button, it'll go back and save just the previous 10 minutes. So that's another pretty cool feature on that. But as Coach was saying, you know, a lot of people are always asking, you know, can I use just a Tacticam or can I use just a GoPro for my filming? It depends on what kind of filming and what kind of quality you want. In my mind, I would say no, not just for high quality video. But yeah, you can get your memories and everything with them. As he was saying with the Tacticams, not the greatest sound quality. It has decent sound, but it's just not, it's not what you want for putting together, you know, high quality videos. So that's where, after my first year, I didn't want to carry this guy out all the time. So I wanted to keep it in my pack when I was hiking in, but I wanted to be able to do, you know, good sound quality interviews, or if something came up in the trail that I wanted to film but wanted to have some good sound with it. So that's where I bought the GoPro. So that is another camera that I carry with me all the time. Super lightweight. I keep it on this flexible mount. This mount came off Amazon, really cheap. It'll clip on just anything. So it moves around really well. You can clip it on anything. And when I'm hunting, this is usually in my hand. My gun's on my shoulder, I'm walking in, I can stop real quick, turn it around, and I can give an interview. And the good thing with the GoPros, as you can see, I've got a Rode microphone on it. So the sound quality from this guy is almost as good as the sound quality from this. The video quality is good, not awesome in low light conditions, but for those real quick interviews and when we're walking in, if we're walking in together and we want to do something together quick, I can hook it up on a tree in just a matter of seconds, and me and him can step back, give a good interview, and we don't have to dig out our tripod and our main camera every time. So that's been a big help for me, just with the other sound quality.
The other thing with the GoPro, this one here, it's basically the same camera arm. This is an Acaso. It's a different version of GoPro, just a different company. This one's pretty good, has different features. You may not be able to hook an external mic to this one, but it's got 4K quality footage.
Great video footage. We kind of started with those before we got any action cameras at all. These things are 59 bucks.
Something like that.
I mean, they're dirt cheap. You can buy, battery quality's not the greatest, but you can buy
external battery pack, or you can buy 4 or 5 extra batteries for that thing for dirt cheap as well. The thing that we noticed is we run a gun a lot. You know, we're constantly on the move. We noticed that, like he mentioned, we don't always want the Sony Ax53 out. That's more once we've gotten set up and we're where we want to be. But the Tacticams, there's days that we don't even take the Sony Ax53 with us. We take the Tacticam on the gun, and we may have one of these cameras with us, or I may actually change the mount and put the fisheye on this one. So if I want to stop, or if I hear something, I can just clip it on a tree. And when I hit the button, like he mentioned, when I hit the button on the remote, this one's filming me. The kill shot's coming from the 5.0, and that's the only cameras we have with us. Another thing that I'll use a lot, he does a lot of interviews with his GoPro. I use my cell phone. You know, this is just a little tripod cell phone mount, and it works really well. It also will unscrew off the tripod. All of this stuff is interconnected. So here's your tripod, my cell phone. It will actually screw down on that arm. So I can use my cell phone anywhere in the woods. And most cell phone companies at this point, their phones have great cameras on them. You can actually, with this particular mount, right on the top, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but right here on top, you can screw these Rode microphones into it if you've got the lightning connector. And now you're running a Rode microphone into, this is particularly an iPhone, you're running it straight into it. You're getting microphone quality sound out of a cell phone. The camera's awesome. You hook a microphone to it, you're getting good sound quality. And I do that a lot with just short video clips, things in the woods. It's just as quick for me to pull my cell phone off my hip and roll with it. So certainly another option. You already own a phone. This would be a much cheaper option. This tripod is a much cheaper option than buying another camera.
And just as Coach was saying there about the sound quality, that was one of the first things that we noticed in our videos and just comments and people were talking when we first started, was the sound quality. And it's not hard to notice it, and we noticed it right off the bat in our own videos that the sounds were muffled. It was hard to hear what you were saying. So just getting these mics, especially these smaller ones, they're not that expensive, and you can mount them on a multitude of different things. So it's really a good investment for good quality videos. As Coach was saying, there's a lot of hunts where some days we don't even take the Ax53s. So I have what I just call just a minimal run and gun setup. I take a small pack if I'm going in the evenings, sometimes for just a few hours, or if I'm going to be, even some days that it's going to be a long hunt, but I'm on the ground. I do a lot of ground hunting where I never go up a tree. I just kind of spot and stalk through the woods and stuff. So when I'm hunting that way, I need to be as hands-free as possible and not have to worry about setting cameras up and taking them down every time I stop. So when I make that hunt, my 5.0 is mounted on the kill weapon and it's done. Forgot about. It's on the gun, it's on the bow, and I don't have to think about it anymore. I know it's there and ready to go. My wide, I'll stick it down in a side pocket where I can get it out real quick, and if I've got an animal coming in or I sit down for a few minutes, this small tripod here, same way. I can wrap these legs around limbs, branches, or just set it right up in front of me in the woods, and it's filming me. And then my third is always my GoPro. Just as I had said there, it's got that quality sound. I can quick interviews. If I know an animal's coming in, I can hang it up on a tree behind me, so that's a third angle kill shot. Video coming in from me, and then one behind me to hopefully get me and the animal coming in. But that's kind of my quick run and gun, and then always have my remote around my neck, hit the button, and all my Tacticams come on and we're ready to go. What's up, guys? We're back, and you just shot a coyote. It come in from behind me.
Probably the one thing we haven't talked about that we both use is this is Bushwhackers here, but we both invested in the Lone Wolf pocket arm this past year. I would say when it comes to hunting out of a tree stand, this thing has been a game changer. I had the Beast camera arm for a couple years. It weighed in at like 5 pounds, maybe a little more than that. It was heavy. It did the job. It served its purpose. But this thing is super small, super packable. It's got a Monfrado Be Free Live ball head on it. It's a really compact ball head, and these things, when you're in a tree stand, they're phenomenal. I mean, they're easy to pack. They're super easy to set up in a tree, and pretty much anytime we're in a tree stand, bow season, gun season, that we're actually up in a tree or we're in a saddle. I keep saying it's a tree stand, but if we're saddle hunting a lot now, if we're in the saddle, we've got this, and this is what we mount our Sony Ax53s with. They're super fluid, easy to move around in the tree. But the other piece that goes along with that we put on ours is these Lank Remotes. There's a remote that goes don't know if you can see it or not. There you go. I think you guys can see it. This Lank remote plugs in to the side of the Sony Ax53, and what it does is you're swinging the arm on the camera. It allows you right here to press record, zoom in. You can do a lot of different things while you're moving the camera. I don't have to keep reaching up to the camera, which just cuts down on movement. I'm here. If I'm filming, Sleepy's been with me a lot, so I'm usually right here with my hand moving the camera, fingers on the button, I'm zooming, and pressing record, stop and record. These Lank remotes, I wasn't one. Bushwhacker kept telling me you need to get one. I'm like, I'll just press the start stop button. And it wasn't until I actually used one that I understood the importance of them. And now I won't take my Sony Ax53 without it. I love this little remote, love this ball head, and this is how compact this whole thing.
I mean, it truly is a pocket arm. There's a lot of times where the drink holder on your backpacks, you can slide this down in the drink holder, and the remote deal, just not even like Coach was saying. Anytime we have the cameras, you got the remote with you. There was a few times turkey hunting last year where I didn't even want to reach up to my tripod at all, so I would take my remote, and it's got 4 or 5 foot of cable on it. So I would take my remote and I would clip it on my pants or on my shirt, the bottom of my shirt. And then when I'm sitting there in the woods and the turkey's coming in, I can reach down and zoom in or zoom out, hit record or whatever on that remote. There were a few times, and you'll see it if you go back in our turkey videos, go back and check those out. Especially, I think it was probably 2 of my hunts last year. I had it clipped on my shirt, and during the excitement, I jump up and forget it and take off running and knock the camera over 2 different hunts. I did that, but either way, it was vital to have it there and quick access. So the remotes they're great. Yeah, and another thing that Tacticam has too for the fisheyes, it's nice. I do have a fisheye as well that I use in a lot of my fishing applications, and I'll do a video later down the road too, just how I use my cameras on a boat as well. But they've got this lens kit now that has an ultra wide and a mini zoom lens, so you just screw the lens off of the lens cover off of your Tacticam here, and these barrels will screw right back on. And one is, I think it's the mini zoom is like a 2 or 3 times zoom, and then the ultra wide, we'll probably test that some with Coach's application of where he's using it as his wide. I think in the tree stand and stuff, it'll give you a little bit broader view, especially on some of those hunts where you and Dalton are set up together, to be able to get a shot of you filming him and him shooting an animal.
Another thing I just purchased that goes with the fisheye is a replacement end cap where the battery compartment is. And what this allows you to do is, if you have an external battery pack, you can plug this in, use a USB to an external battery pack, and you'll have tons more length to the battery. Your power source will last a lot longer than just the stock battery that comes with it. So this gives you, especially if you're on a boat, which he'll talk about more in a different video, but you can plug into the main power supply of whatever it is, boat, vehicle that you're filming from, and you've got power as long as long as you need it. So this is something that we've purchased that I'm sure we'll use. I'll use it with just one of those small battery packs that you see on Amazon to charge cell phones and different things. Yeah. Probably the only other thing that's vital are battery chargers. Multi-port chargers where you don't have to hook up each individual device. Depending on what it is. This is a Tacticam one. You can charge two devices at one time, be it the remote and the 5.0 or the wide and the fisheye, whatever it is. You can charge more than one thing at a time. Probably battery life, the batteries is the biggest thing. Between the batteries and the card storage, those are the biggest two things that you, once you get your setup, that you got to worry about. You got to make sure you've got footage available on your cards, and you're keeping those cleaned and downloaded, and just keeping them fresh so that you have all your memory, but also that your batteries are always charged. There's several times I went to go in the woods and I had forgotten to charge my remote, and I'm having to press the record buttons on the Tacticams on the top of them, as opposed to using the remote and turning them all on at one time. So keeping your batteries charged, paying attention to your card storage, those two things are probably you know, the most tedious things you're going to have to do and keep an eye on over and over.
And this stuff too, this all was a work in progress too. It wasn't like we just went out and bought all this stuff at one time. It gets expensive doing it, and it's just something we're passionate about. We love doing it. Our kids love it. We love seeing their excitement and them wanting to get out in the outdoors and filming them, and it's just stuff that we're going to have memories that you can't take away. You can't take them away from our heads anyway, but we can always go back. I mean, we sit around Sunday evenings and have dinner together as families, and we'll throw on YouTube and watch a hunt from previous years. So the battery thing, I'll reiterate that. You know, get your batteries, and as funds allow it, get a backup set of batteries for everything you got. So that way you've got enough to switch out during the hunt, but then also you come home and you got to set on the charger, take them off for the next day, throw your today's batteries on there, and you're just rotating them. Cards as well, backup memory cards and card storage. But that's a little lengthy, but it's what it needs to be to explain exactly what we do and what we use. You can check out our hunting videos, and you know, all of last year was mainly from this stuff. The year before was a lot of the Acasos, and I had a different, we didn't have Sonys then either. We just had some of the kind of DSLR mega zoom. I had a mega zoom style camera, but it wasn't, you couldn't hook a microphone up to it or anything. So this is where we've got to today, and it's what's working.
I think the only thing that I would mention is Bushwhacker here's talking about price and cost. Is I know for me personally, my Sony Ax53, my Tacticam 5.0, the only camera that I have purchased brand new is my Fisheye, and I had a coupon for it. I got a coupon for it, and I didn't even pay full price for this. There's nothing that I use film-wise that I paid full price for. Sony Acaso, Sony Ax53, and my 5.0 all came off of Facebook Marketplace. I bought all of them used. They were all in great shape. I've had no issues with any of them. The only thing that I've had to do is maybe buy a replacement battery, which the other batteries are still good. They just don't hold quite as good a charge, so they're my backup batteries. So
people are switching stuff out every day, and I can echo that exact same thing. My Ax53 is used. The microphones, they were used. My GoPro, it was used. I bought it set up just like this. It had the mic on it. I did buy the arm, but it had the cage and the microphone with it. We bought our camera arms. Our camera arms we did buy new, and then the Tacticam same way. We had coupons for those and went in and got them. So keep an eye out. Check the Facebook pages. There's self-filmed hunters pages that buy and sell and trade all the time. So you can get a lot of really good deals on all your filming gear.
Yeah, so don't feel like you have to buy brand new, spend a ton of money all at once. You know, all of this was purchased either for Bushwhacker or myself. It was all purchased, you know, at different times, not all at the same time. And like I said, hardly any of it's brand new. It was used. Great quality, I mean, great shape, great quality. People were just looking to get rid of them.
Any questions you guys have, leave them in the comments. Anything you'd like us to review more in detail, leave that in the comments, and we'd be glad to review any one piece of this equipment or tell you more about it. Please, if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. like the videos, and hit that bell icon so you're notified when we come out with more great stuff. You got anything?
Just live blessed.